Hi guys, it's Lanikia, and I am coming to you with season 1, episode 4 of the act called Stay Inside. I know I'm a little behind. No worries, I'm gonna drop this video today, and then tomorrow I'll drop episode 5, and then we'll be caught up for Wednesday when the new episode comes out. Honestly, I'm still liking this show, but it's moving a little kind of fast, and I'll talk about that at the end. So now we're in now we're in year 2013. So Gypsy is watching the young man who's mowing the lawn. So he's mowing the lawn and everything. And of course, at this time, 2013, how old would Gypsy be? I can't remember. But she was born in 95. So 2013, she's what? Oh, why did I do this to myself? She's what? 95, 2005, 10, 2005. Wait, what? Gypsy could not be that young. Oh no, she was not born in 95. She was born in 91 because I was like, no, that time isn't adding up right. So 2013, she's like 22. Okay, she's about 22 at that time. So anyway, so she's watching this young man mow the lawn and everything, and like her mother comes in and she sees her, and her mother realizes that Gypsy is attracted to the yard, the guy who's working on the yard. So then she tells Gypsy, come take a bath. And Gypsy's like, I'm not that dirty. And she's like, well, I don't want your feeding tube to get messed up. So she forces Gypsy to get in the bath, and she's bathing Gypsy and talking to her like, you're my baby and all that. And Gypsy just stands up because at this point, Gypsy is like, I know you're lying about my age and everything. And you keep treating me like a baby. And Gypsy does not want to be treated this way. So then, of course, so when Gypsy stands up, her mother's like, what's gotten into you and all that? And Gypsy's bleeding because she started her menstrual because she's had it a while. And her mother's like, I didn't calculate the days and the month. Like, that is so, y'all know how you felt when you were growing up? Like at some point, of course your parents bathed you growing up and everything, but at a certain point, even when you were very young, it became private, like about your privacy. So could you imagine being like an adult, a young adult, and having someone bathe? Like I could not imagine that happening. But anyways, so Gypsy has her period, and Gypsy's almost smiling when her mother's all fretful and stuff, because it's just one more way that Gypsy's, I guess, feels like I'm an adult. Like, you keep treating me like this child, and I'm not. Um, so the mom is going. Okay, so then we see that Gypsy and Dee Dee are at the hospital, and Gypsy is the doctor is talking to Dee Dee, and she's pretty much telling Dee Dee, your diabetes is out of control. She has type 2. And she's like, we're gonna put you on insulin, and you're gonna have to get on this diet and everything until we can get this under control for you. And the doctor just gives Gypsy real talk, like, because Gypsy's like, could she die? And Dee Dee's like, oh no. And the doctor's like, yes, she could. So she's just talking to Gypsy like an adult would talk to. And she's like, oh, Dee Dee, oh, you just worrying my Gypsy. Why do I want to start talking like Dee Dee every time I do that? Sorry. She's like, oh, you're just worrying my Gypsy over nothing. She was just talking, but a part of Dee Dee is loving all of this attention that she knows Gypsy's going to have to get to her, because the doctor's telling Dee Dee how to give her shots. And Dee Dee could have gave her own shots, but she's like, Gypsy, I need you now every single day more than ever. And it made her so happy. It's almost like she was so happy because this is another way for her to trap Gypsy into staying with her. But anyway, so the doctor gives her a shot in her stomach and shows her how to do it. And what was that? A little flash. And shows her how to do it and everything. And you could just tell, like, she's loving every minute of this, because she wants to trap Gypsy by any means necessary. And plus you could tell she's like, you're gonna have to be with me every single day. So now that's more, more worries. So then it's Gypsy's birthday, and she's like, I'm 18, I forget. And Dee Dee is like, she's like, you're trying to sass me. She's like, I told you that the number on the card was wrong, or whatever. You were born in 95, not 91. I know. I know when you were born. But Gypsy doesn't believe her. So Gypsy wants a life where she she has a grown up life. She's like, I'm 18 now. Either way, Gypsy is like, well, 18 means you're an adult. And I guess she thought she would get a little more freedom, but she's not. But her mom was like, I know you feel bad about having to be inside all the time because you're not like the kids and everything. So she gives her guinea pigs to take care of. So then Dee Dee goes and lies down, and Gypsy goes outside with the guinea pigs because she wants them, she just wants to go outside. And across the street, Lacey has come home because I guess she's off in college, but she was able to come home for the weekend or maybe something like that. So Lacey comes home and she goes over and she's talking to Mel, and she tells Mel, I'm going to go real quick to talk to Gypsy because Gypsy has no friends. And Mel was like, you're going to get caught all day. And she was like, I'll just be a minute. So Lacey goes over and talks to Gypsy, and she's, just catching up on everything that's going on with her. And then she lets her know that she met this guy off a dating site. I think they said Christian dating site, something like that. But she met him off of that site, and she had met Lacey, was like, she had never, she didn't know he was in their hometown. And when they're looking at this site, they see Matt, who is he takes care of the lawn. He's the gardener. So they see him or whatever. And, Lacey has been kind of attracted to, Gypsy has been kind of attracted to him. So then we see, so y'all know Gypsy's all in it. She's all in that website, like, what site is this and everything. So then Gypsy's dad calls. And, Dee Dee is putting up this front like her dad is not involved, but from the conversation, it sounds like he let her take over, but he's wanting to know information, and she kind of keeps him at bay. She keeps him at arm's length, and she's not telling him everything. Oh, this is kind of far back. Oh, I'll fix it later. She's kind of keeping him at arm's length, and not. Y'all see my little puff? I gotta wash my hair, and I was like, let me just do a little puff and do. Anyways. And so she's not telling him everything because he's like, she won't let him speak to Gypsy because she's like, oh, she doesn't even know it's her birthday. And she makes it sound like Gypsy is just out of it. And Gypsy is just, at any moment she could die. That's how she comes across to him. And he's like, what's going on? I wish you would tell me more about this. And I'm like, I wish you would get more involved, like try to find her. So then, the doctor's calls while she's on the phone, which was perfect excuse for her to get off the phone with him. So that the doctor calls and they're like, hey, we see that the year is wrong. And she was like, oh, she was born in 95, not 91. They got it wrong or whatever. And the girl on the phone was like, the young lady on the phone was like, well, that doesn't matter anyways, because this week Gypsy's turning 18. And because she's 18, she now has to sign off on all these procedures because they were going to get something done with her ear. She was like, she has to sign off on that going forward because she's legal. She's the legal age. So it's no longer up to Dee Dee to do that. So then we now have... So then Dee Dee goes outside. So as all this is going on, Dee Dee is upset about that because she realized she doesn't have that control over Gypsy anymore. So then they go outside and Dee Dee, she kind of insults Lacey, telling Lacey, you sure do go through them like boyfriends and everything, which, like, that's what you're supposed to, like, you're supposed to date to try to find out what you like, what you want, or what, like, some people are lucky and they find that perfect person, first shot, high school sweethearts, college sweethearts, and they get that person. But other people, you have to date, figure out what you like. But anyways, so then she gets upset with Gypsy because Gypsy is out on the porch with Lacey talking about men, and she's like, I'm gonna go over there and confront Lacey now, because Lacey has left at this point. She tells Dee Dee and Gypsy goodbye, and she wants to go see her mom. And she's like, I'm gonna go over there right now and tell Lacey about, talking to you about men and all that kind of stuff. Oh. And Gypsy, of course, she's mortified because Lacey is her one friend, like, to the outside world. Excuse me. So the last thing she wants Dee Dee to do is to mess that friendship up. So then we see that she gets Dee Dee to calm down and everything. So that night we see that Gypsy goes into the little nest. People send Gypsy money, Dee Dee money and Gypsy money. So Gypsy goes and she steals a little bit more of the nest egg. So now Dee Dee speaks to a lawyer. Is speaking to a lawyer. So the next scene we see Dee Dee, Gypsy, and the lawyer at the at the lawyer's office, which I was like, is this on a mall? But they were at the lawyer's office and they were speaking to her, and she was just letting them know, like, I have to ask Gypsy some questions. So she starts asking Gypsy questions, just about like, what would you do if you were in, you got sick, or I think something about her sugar. And Gypsy was like, I would get my EpiPen. And the whole time that Gypsy's talking, excuse me, Dee Dee's hand is on her. And when Gypsy says, oh, I would get my EpiPen, Dee Dee squeezes, and she said, and then I would call my mom. You know how Gypsy talks, y'all. And then I would call my mom or whatever. It's like Dee Dee has to control even that part of the conversation. But the lawyer pretty much lets Dee Dee know, listen, Gypsy is coherent. Like, she can answer these questions, and that in Missouri, that's all you need. Like, she's able to answer these questions and everything. And she, like, it's not like, because Dee Dee keeps saying Gypsy has the mind of a 7-year-old, but when they talk to Gypsy, she doesn't. You know, she does not. Like, she might act like a 7-year-old. She might do that squeaky voice like a 7-year-old and everything, but that's not how she's coming across. So then Dee Dee is all upset because she realizes she can't have that power over Gypsy. She was like, if we go to court, the lawyer just pretty much told Dee Dee, if we go to court, they're gonna be like, she's an own adult and she can do this on her own. So, everything will have to go through Gypsy because she's a consenting adult. She's authorized to do it. She's her own person in the eyes of the law. So as they leave, Dee Dee feels sick. One, she's worrying herself about this, and two, her sugar is not good. So she sits down, and Gypsy's like, what errands do we have to run? I'll run them. So Dee Dee gives her the list and everything, and as Gypsy's doing that, she runs to the store and she buys a computer. So she buys this computer, and then she runs outside. She takes it out of the box, hides it with the charger and everything, and hides it. Then she comes back inside and she throws it away. Now she hears her name over the loudspeaker, and she's like, oh my gosh, my mom's looking for me. So she goes up to her mom, and she's just yapping about, I'm so sorry it took so long, and all that kind of, y'all know how Gypsy speaks. And so then the man, the security person, is just like, young lady, your mom is sick. And so she realizes that, and she starts taking care of Dee Dee. So then we see Gypsy having to give Dee Dee a shot. She's forcing Gypsy to give her a shot. And the smirk and stuff that Dee Dee has on her face, like, she is loving every minute of this. Like, I know people who have to give themselves the insulin shot. They give it to themselves. Like, you didn't have to have Gypsy do it, but she's loving every minute of it. It's almost like she's happy about it. I'm like, were you making yourself sick on purpose just so Gypsy would have to do this for you? Like, because if Gypsy wanted to leave, then she would be like, well, who would give my mom the shot? You know what I mean? Which is another way to try to hold her there. My hair is just, excuse me, I'm trying. But anyways, so then we see that, I'm a little ashy. So then we see that Gypsy goes to the dating website. So later on that night when is sleep, when Dee Dee is asleep, Gypsy goes to the dating website. So she starts making her profile and everything. She gets on her long hair wig like Rapunzel, and she sees, she just makes a little profile up together. So then Mel and Lacey are fussing. We see Mel and Lacey outside, and they're fussing because Lacey is wanting to move in with her guy. And Mel is like, he's no good. But your mama be knowing. But Mel is just like, he's no good because Lacey is still young. And she's just like, he's no good. You don't need to get into this at this age. And, think about what you're doing. So they're having an argument. And Dee Dee and Gypsy I don't know what Dee Dee and Gypsy were about to do, but they're outside. And Dee Dee walks across the street and starts talking to Lacey about, you were telling my daughter about me. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing it again. You were telling my daughter about men and sex. And she was like, I don't know what Gypsy told you, but that's not what we were talking about. Like, that, I was just showing her the dating app or whatever. And that's pretty much, and then so Dee Dee is getting all worked up, and then she just faints because she was sick on the way over there because Dee Dee is not taking care of herself. She's not taking care of her diabetes. So then she falls out. So then we see Gypsy taking care of Dee Dee. Um, so they watch Twilight. Y'all, they watch Twilight, right? So Gypsy, the man is mowing the lawn, so Gypsy would rather probably go out, stare at him or whatever. But Dee Dee has her tell her, let's watch Twilight. I know I haven't let you see it in years, which is sad because you got her locked. Like, she is completely locked in this house. Like, she has the it's blacked out with the plastic and all that kind of stuff. She won't let her go outside at all because earlier when she was outside with the guinea pigs, she was like, something could happen to those guinea pigs, like an animal could get it, a man could have came and got you while you were outside. They get little girls and all that kind of stuff. She's like really treats Gypsy like she's 10 or maybe 7. She really treats her like that. So anyway, she tells her we can watch Twilight. Going back to the current scene, she tells her we can watch Twilight. I know I haven't let you see it in a long time. So that's another way she controls her. She doesn't even get to watch the kind of TV she wants to watch. So they're watching Twilight, and then a love scene comes up, and Dee puts her hand over Gypsy's eyes, and I'm like, Gypsy's like 22. Even if she's not 22, at that point she's like 18. Like, sis, do y'all know the kind of like stuff, like, especially because this is 2013. I know when I was growing up, the kind of you could watch. And that's when I was growing up. You have all this internet and stuff now. I'm like, sis, if she really wanted to see that, there's so much more access to it than what's going on in this little love scene. I don't know the love scene because I never got into any of the Twilights or anything. But I just could not believe they showed her putting her hands over her eyes. That was too funny. Like, that's something I remember when we used to watch movies with my uncle. He used to watch a movie and it would be those like fighting. It would be like a fighting movies. He used to, like, when they would come to scenes like that, he would be like, turn your head and cover your ears. That's what it reminded me of. But we were like 7 years old then. But anyways, moving on from that. So then we see Gypsy logs on later on that night and has she has like 10 messages or whatever, and one is from Matt, and he sends her a D pic, which I tried one of those dating sites. That's all it is. I guess there could be a good site for you, but you might as well, like, unless you're into all that, you might as well just meet somebody in person in the public eye or whatever. So then while she's doing all that, she meets Nick G, who we find out later on is the Nick that she's going to get involved with. So then we see that Dee Dee calls the lawyer on the next scene, and she's telling her, I heard that I could get power of attorney. And the lawyer is like, yeah, but power of attorney isn't going to do what you're trying to do. Like, power of attorney just means that, if something happens to Dee Dee, then they would come to you, not anybody else. And once again, Dee Dee lets the lawyer know, because she let her know earlier, the father is not involved. She keeps saying the father is not involved. But she did tell Dee Dee that it gives you power of attorney and everything, but it doesn't give her this control that she wants to have over Gypsy and the procedures and everything. And the lawyer seemed hesitant about doing it, but she does it. And I wonder, like, in real life, how many people were like, it's just something's not right, but they just were like, okay, and just did it anyways. So then we see Gypsy tells Nick that she has a secret, and she tells him her secret is that she can't grow hair, which we know that's a lie, and that she's in a wheelchair. Again, we know that's a lie. But she's putting on as Gypsy, the little girl, like, not the little girl, but as Gypsy, the sick person. So, and he just tells her, like, that he has things wrong with him as well. So that's why we kind of learn a little bit about Nick as far as, his mental and everything. So then Dee Dee goes outside and she sees Mel, and Mel's upset because Lacey's gone, and she knows Lacey isn't making a good choice, but once your kids get older, there's nothing you can do. You can't stop them. So then Dee Dee and Mel are just talking about woe is me as being a mother and everything. And Dee Dee is just saying that, sometimes she gives a phrase that her mother used to say, and it was pretty much just saying that, you just have to go through the fire sometimes and hope everything will be all right, and it'll be all right. Anyway, so that was that scene where they were just talking about the kids. Um, so then Didi gets the papers for Gypsy about having power of attorney. Of course, Gypsy has to sign off on this. So Mel. So then Didi comes to Gypsy and she's like, "Oh baby, I'm so sick." And, oops, sorry y'all. I don't know why I keep doing that, but I hear Patricia Arquette's voice as I'm doing this. So then she goes to Gypsy and is like, and did y'all see where Gypsy? Okay, so Didi goes into the bedroom and Gypsy's in the bed. She's like, I'm so sick. So Gypsy gets up, walks to the wheelchair, and sits down and goes and tries to help her mom. That was funny to me. And then once she realizes her mom's leaning on her because she can't make it to the bed, Gypsy gets out and walks up to the bed. And I was like, what in the? Okay, y'all. Okay. So then Gypsy, they lay down in the bed. She lays her down in the bed and then she takes her blood sugar and it's like 72. Is that low? Is that very low like she was saying? Cuz I know yeah, I mean, I think that's low, but I don't know. So anyway, so she puts her in the bed and she lets her know that I went to jail once and jail is not good. Um because someone tried to shank her, somebody tried to stab her. She was just telling her the woes of being in jail. And then she told Gypsy that she needed to sign these papers because I found a way that I could always protect you. What you have to do is sign these papers. And once you sign these papers, Mama will always be there and all that stuff, all that illegal stuff we did, it'll fall on me, not on you. So, of course, you just told her this horror story about jail. And now you're telling her, like, if you don't get in trouble, this is a way for you not to get in trouble. So Gypsy still hesitates because she realizes she doesn't want to give up this freedom, but she does. She goes ahead and does it because her mom does have control over her. Excuse me, y'all. So then the next scene, Gypsy. Oh, so then so she signs it. Then the next thing we see, Gypsy tells Nick the real secret, which is that she's pretending like she can't do all these things, but she actually can. And so then, and then she tells him about, the control her mother has over her. And Nick tells her, I know a way that I can help you. And so they start this whole BDSM. He introduces her to BDSM there. And then Gypsy messes around and falls asleep. She goes and falls asleep. Didi gets up, sees that computer, and the next thing you know, you hear Didi beating something. And so she has a hammer, and Gypsy finally wakes up and goes in there, and Didi is beating the heck out of that computer with a hammer. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm smiling because she was like, what was you? Sorry. She was like, what were you doing? What were you doing with this? And what? And Gypsy is like, what are you gonna do, or what do you have to say for yourself? And Gypsy's like, I'll just get another one. And that was funny because of the way she said it. And Didi's like, what? She said, I'll just get another one, which sets Didi off into this rage. So then she grabs Gypsy up. No, she turns Gypsy around. She rolls her into the bedroom. They grab she grabs her up, puts her on the bed, and she's trying to tie her up, which lets us kind of think she's probably done this before or whatever, because she's trying to tie her up and everything. And Gypsy spits in her face because she can't get her mama off of her. Because if you've seen the actual pictures, her mother was a larger woman. And so she couldn't get her mother off of her. So she spits in her face. Like, y'all know this scene. I don't know. Probably was made up. But she spits in her face, and then Didi finally gets off of her, and she starts crying and all in the bed. And Gypsy, the door is open. Why is the door open? I think for dramatic effects, they open the door or something, because I don't think, Didi would have just had the door open. Anyways, the door is open, and Gypsy literally could walk out the door, but she hears her mother crying and everything, and I don't know. Didi had such control over Gypsy that she turns around and she walks back to the house, and she tells her, she's sorry and all that, and Didi's just like, oh, you're such a good little girl, all that. And then the next thing we see that Gypsy goes back. I don't know how she got another computer, but she got another computer, and she's on her relationship with Nick again, and she's telling him everything that has went on, and he's just like You're my, Nick is Victor, personality Victor, who's a mean guy, but there's a sweet side Nick, but Gypsy likes Victor, and so they start their BDSM relationship where they're together, and that was it, y'all. That was the act for the fourth episode. So we're caught up on that one. I got one more to do. I'll put that out tomorrow. How did I like this episode? It was good. You know what? I watched it when it came out. And like the first week, the week that it came out, I watched it, and I don't know, I feel like they're moving super fast. And I was talking to my mom because we both watch it, and she was like, I would like to know how Dee Dee became that way. And I was like, me too. And I was like, is this a limit? Like, do y'all know, is this a limited series or something? Because they're moving this really fast. I thought it was going to be like a slow over time build into, but they're like going quickly with this. I'm like, we're already in 2013. Oh, let's slipping back again. We're in 2013 and everything. So, I don't know. Are they not doing another season of this, or like what's going on? But anyways, but we were just talking, and I was like, yeah, I would like to know how Dee Dee became like this. And I was like, I don't know if you will ever find out, unless like there's somebody you could talk to on her end, because Dee Dee's, she's not living. She's no longer living. She was killed. So, but that would be fascinating if we could have found out how she became like this or whatever, and all of that. But it was a good episode. I think I think it showed more control that Dee Dee was trying to have over Gypsy, like even with her health. So it starts out as it's all about Gypsy. Oh, you're so unhealthy, or whatever. But then it's like y'all know people who are want to be sick. It's like, and it's sad to say, but I've known a few people that want to be sick. Every time you talk to them, oh, I'm so sick. You'll be like, why? Like, you ever feel good? Like, you never feel good. But yeah, or they always have a fever, or there's always something wrong. And that's what Dee Dee reminds me of. She wanted something to be wrong with Gypsy so bad, and now that something's wrong with her, like she has a legit reason why she's like, Gypsy, I need you, and you can't go anywhere, and all of that kind of stuff. Like, so I don't know, but it's a good show. I'll come to you with the next episode, and then we'll see what's going on Wednesday and everything. So enjoy the rest of your week. I'll talk to you later. See you later.